Australia, the ultimate nanny state. Let's have a look. Good evening everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your microplastic laden drink and let's have a talk about Australia being the most insane, pain in the ass, bloody nanny state there is. Now, we are about to, our glorious e-safety commissioner is about to embark on a journey with all of us here in Australia where, well, social media and several platforms which I wouldn't consider social media are going to be, well, age restricted. Under 16-year-olds would not be able to access this information. Now, or these services. Now, I have some concerns. Concerns with the fact that the government is limiting access to a whole range of very useful websites. There's some of them that I don't believe children should have access to. I don't believe people should be on those websites. Frankly, I believe some people under the age of 30 shouldn't be on some of these websites because they don't have the bloody mental capacity to deal with it. You go on Twitter, it is designed to put idiots in front of you to piss you off so you will engage with them. I used to have a Twitter account for my YouTube channel, and I would be fed one stupid idiot after another, expecting entitlement, handout, support. Oh, woe is me, why am I getting my whole life handed to me on a platter for free? Or I've got this condition, this condition, this condition, this condition, but I won't use the opportunities provided for me to take care of myself. And it's designed to get you to engage with it. It's designed to piss you off, so you write a comment there going, well, why don't you sort your own shit out? And then, of course, you suddenly find you're wasting time prattling with a person who's never going to change. And it's all about getting you engaged. It's all about getting you on the platform. Now, these things are not good. YouTube is probably the closest thing I use to social media. We've got a Discord for the YouTube channel, but I'm usually rarely on there. I've got Steam. Does that count as social media there? And, Facebook, Boomerbook. I don't know if anyone uses that anymore. But I have a lot of children. I've got 8 kids. 7 here, 1 on the way. And I'm from a generation that grew up with the internet. I'm a geriatric millennial. So we had an analog childhood, but then teenage years, younger years, we grew up with the net. I remember using dial-up and having free-range access to pretty much anything. Using ICQ to chat to people. When MySpace was brand new, and that's all your muso friends were on that. And, well, I have an appreciation of the dangers of the net, the dangers of social media, so I manage my children's access to that. Just the other day, our eldest goes to a high school and she needs a laptop. They use the whole Google Classroom system, so she needed a Chromebook. We got her that, but I wasn't happy with how much control I had over the system as a parent. We use, Microsoft Family, because I've got several computers set up at the other house, so the kids can do their work, so we can play games together, so they can relax if they want to play a computer game or watch a show. But we've got control over it. We restrict access to the websites they have. We restrict access to, YouTube Shorts. That was the concern with the Chromebook because they use YouTube for education all the time at school. But also on the weekend, I'd catch my daughter watching the shorts. And I'm really worried of the danger they can do to people's attention span. I think that's long-term damage. That's the real danger there. And there's so much garbage in it. So we restrict that, we manage access, we manage time, we manage when they can access programs and when not. We've got that capability. It's free, anyone can do it. You can regulate the PCs, you can regulate Xboxes, you can regulate phones. Parents already have that power. But because we're living in a bloody nanny state where whenever anything goes wrong here in Australia, people call to the bloody government to solve their problems, we're now getting... We even have an e-safety commissioner. That's a cost. That's a cost coming out of the tax revenue that they're hoovering out of all of us that's increasing our cost of living. Why don't we cut the e-safety commissioner? Why don't we realize parents should be able to manage this issue with their children. Put your foot down. Don't give them a device. Don't give them a phone. They don't need it. Restrict access. Learn how to use these tools. This is the problem. You've got too many people who are too stupid to know how to take control of the digital environment. So now we're all going to have to pay the price for it. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of kids that could use it quite reasonably, will have limited access to certain tools. My biggest concern is YouTube. The educational benefits to YouTube are phenomenal. The amount of access to knowledge and information you have on this platform, sure, there's a lot of rubbish there, but there's a lot of really good stuff. It's unprecedented. You can get university, top quality lectures, information, tutorials on any technical issue you want from anywhere in the world at any time. The other day, what was I doing? I'm an architect. I do all of my design and documentation in an architectural package from Autodesk called Revit. And I've been using it since 2011, the version there. So now it's version 2026. So now whenever I have to do something that I haven't done in a while, I will make sure to check on YouTube if there's a new way or a new tool to do something. Because particularly when you're working, just you and the wife, you can't bounce it off other team members. This is the danger of working from home. So I use YouTube to check. And I'll see, there'll be tutorials and things that people have put up there using cutting edge techniques, new approaches to solve problems, which can speed up my workflow, and I can learn new approaches. My children, we have encouraged them when we were homeschooling, we would use a lot of tutorials and education material from YouTube. We'd have them learning all of the times tables, singing songs, doing activities, watching lectures, watching documentaries. And you want them to have their own account because then they can build a catalog of things that they want. I'm worried, is this going to remove the ability to have a Steam account? What about Steam family sharing? So let's have a look at this, because I'm pretty angry at this. This is a parent's responsibility. The government shouldn't be involved. Okay, and this just shows you how many people we have in Australia that don't even have the skills to control this from their own children, and they've got the same amount of vote and say that any of us have. So if you think that Australia is suddenly going to become more freedom and independent or libertarian leading or want to have an open market to allow housing to correct itself, never going to happen, not in a million years. It's going to be more of the same bloody bullshit, voting for government intervention, bigger government, more interventions, more handouts, more kicking the can down the road. We'll be arguing about this shit for the next decade. Okay, so you've got people there going, oh, the housing's going to crash, because it all comes down to housing here in Australia. And it's not, guys. They're going to... People, I'm worried they're going to be voting for bigger government, more shit. So let's have a look. Social media delay, okay. The Australian government is protecting young Australians at a critical stage of their development through world's first social media age restrictions. This is not the government's role. This is the parents' role. If you don't know how to do it, maybe I would rather the government provides education tools on teaching parents how to restrict social media access to their children. You know what? Maybe we need to have a licensing system. You're not allowed to use social media as a parent, or you're not allowed to buy a phone for a child until you can demonstrate your ability to control it. What do you think? No, that's too hard. Let's have a look here. Well, let's look at the FAQ first. So, why are under 16s being banned from social media? Oh boy. It's not a ban, it's a delay to having accounts. Age-restricted platforms won't be allowed to let under 16s create or keep an account. That's because being logged into an account increases the likelihood that they'll be exposed to pressures and risks that can be hard to deal with. You can get those from other people at school. Well, what happened to all the lessons about peer pressure? Maybe we need to get rid of all of the woke bullshit we've got in the curriculum, because the curriculum's flooded, and focus on that, on resilience. The problem with social media is the bullying doesn't stop. These come from social media platforms to design features to encourage them to spend more time on screens and make it more likely that they will see negative, upsetting, or manipulative content. For example, the pressure to respond to streams of notifications and alerts and view disappearing content has been linked to harms to health. These include reduced sleep and attention and increased stress levels. Overexposure to harmful content can also impact immediate and long-term health and well-being. Well, honestly, if you look at Twitter, you look at all the insane left-wing nut jobs we have in this country. They are being manipulated like this. Screw it. No, it shouldn't be under 16. It should be under 40. If you're under 40, we shouldn't let you have an account. Look at all those idiots protesting every other day for every other stupid reason under the sun. They're being manipulated. There's a lot of propaganda on these platforms. They're falling for everything left, right, and center. They're thinking that, appeasing the tax gods will save the world because the world's coming to an end. So obviously they're not mentally stable. So let's just ban them all from it too. Let's do it properly. We're going to be fascist in Australia. Let's do it properly. What will age-restricted social media platforms have to do to comply? Find existing accounts held by under 16s and deactivate or remove these accounts. Prevent under 16s from opening new accounts. So what if an under 16 has bought content on some of these accounts? Are you going to get a refund? Or are you not? Oh, we should have fought this as much as we fought the cash ban. But the problem is, too many normies will just roll over and accept this. They'll accept it. Because to be honest, I don't want my under 16-year-old on these platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, and all this crazy bullshit. So which platforms will be age restricted? Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, X, YouTube. Meet many of the conditions of legislation used to define age-restricted platform. The e-safety is continuing to engage with these services. What about Steam? That's the one I'm really worried about, to be honest. The sole purpose or a significant portion of the service is to enable online social interaction between two or more end users. I mean, you can do that on Steam. And my kid's going to lose their game library. My son just bought a game. He'll be really disappointed. He bought the new XCOM game. Well, not the new one. The re-release, the first one of the releases. The service allows end users to link or interact with other end users. Well, yeah. I mean, you can do that on Steam. But I've restricted it. I've got family accounts and I've got control and supervision over it. The service allows end users to post material on the service. Yep. Material on the service is accessible to or delivered to end users in Australia. Oh, wow. That's pretty much anything. What about if you have a forum? Are you going to have to do this? Which platforms has been excluded? Okay, who's been kissing ass of the politicians? Services that have a sole or primary purpose of messaging, email, voice calling, play online games. Okay, so Steam's probably excluded. But then again, what was that one game? That one game that they've got there, that big one. What was it? Not Fortnite. One of them. There's one online game, Roblox. The controversy there with all the predatory behavior through the people on those platforms. It was an online game. That probably presents a greater risk than other things. Enabling users to share information about products or services. Okay, so there we go. Multi-purpose platforms. Oh, wow. Look at all of this. Let's have a look. What else do we want to have a look at here? For parents and carers. Okay, come on. Why are you doing your job for me? From the 10th of December, many social media platforms won't be allowed to let Australians under 16 keep an account. The information on this page will help you understand why the changes. Talking with under 16s about restrictions. Oh, they've got videos here. Oh, boy. Wow. Well, let's have a chat about this one, guys. I mean, this is a normally solution to a problem which shouldn't exist if the parents take responsibility and control of these platforms that they're providing to their students. The truth is, most people won't understand how to control it. They won't even understand their platforms. They probably don't even know how to use them. Not everyone is like, the geriatric millennials that grew up with the technology, know how to use it, know how to adapt it. So I'd say those of us that are frustrated at this are in the minority. And I think we can map that over to, it could be a diagram of people who are supporting of this that are supporting of a whole other series of government interventions. The danger of this is there's going to be a whole bunch of students up to 16 that are not going to reap the educational benefits of a lot of YouTube content. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know your opinions on this one. It's got me angry. I'll see you next time.